What's going on, world? It's your boy, Kuya P. This is the NRW Nerds Rule the World, here to give you our weekly entertainment picks. This week, coming back fresh from her vacation, my good pal, Heather. How are you, Heather?
I am positive.
Positively happy that you're back. Travel happens, and sometimes some things happen with it that, you know, kind of throws things off, but it's all good. We still love you over there, and you'll be fine, Heather. And I know you're probably like, ugh, but just think about all the good times you had.
Just remember, get vaccinated, because if vaccinations help you fight things far better than if you did not have it. So get vaccinated, trust science.
So true. So true. Well said, Heather. So you're fresh from your trip. So I don't know. I'm sure. Well, I hope you weren't like tuning into entertainment on TV. You were enjoying the sights and sounds of our world, and enjoying that. But anything you want to get into before we get into the picks that will be on the tubes?
Sure. I actually finally got to watch a couple episodes, and when I say a couple, like two, of the Great British Bake Off. I'm not quite 100% sure where the love and passion for that show comes from just yet. I didn't watch enough of it to fall madly in love like basically half of the planet is. But I did finally get to watch a couple episodes. It's a very, very cute baking show compared to some of the cutthroat stuff that you see, especially on American television. But yeah, most of what I've been watching is stuff either that we can't talk about, and I'll talk to you about it later, and stuff that, you know, watch feel-good stuff to make you feel good.
I love that. I love that. And my daughter and wife watches the Bake Off, I think, together. That's one of their shows. So yeah, I've checked it out every now and then. You know, I can see the appeal. It just makes me hungry. That's hungry watching that stuff. And I'm like, I could never do all that.
Especially when you're watching it at like 10 p.m. at night, you're like, where am I going to get any of this food? And especially in countries that shut down at like 8 o'clock, you're like, I can't even get any of this food right now. So
that's hilarious. But yeah, good stuff. Heather, in your absence, you're usually my movie screening partner. Again, I've been doing a lot. They've slammed me quite a bit. I'm sure you saw a little bit from the schedules. Going on. You watched Dix without me, and I will never forgive you. I can't help it that it came out.
I don't care. I'll never forgive you. It's not. I don't care that I was in a different country. I don't care.
Well, we'll be talking about that as part of our picks this week, because that is wider release this week.
Yeah,
I definitely had to make it a pick, Heather, and we'll talk more why. I wish you could have joined me on that. I know it's going to be a surefire winner for you. But we'll not to spoil the picks that we're about to get into, but a ton of projects I've watched, and I can't wait to talk about it. But I will tell you, as of this recording, there was a film I watched this week that is probably my favorite film of the year, Heather. So I look forward to chatting with you and Glenn and the whole squad, especially when we do our year roundups of everything. But probably contender for favorite film of the year for me, Heather. And so can't wait to talk about that. So let's just move on because we got a lot to do, a lot dropping this week. And I know there's some other things we want to put up for the channel. So my first pick out the gate, Heather, is something that I think you would probably get down with. You and I like a little bit of horror. I know you and I like a little bit of reality television as well. And like the paranormal side of things.
Okay, I was gonna say reality, not really.
Yeah, but like you like monster hunters and stuff, like, right? Or like ghost hunters and stuff, right?
I did. Am I wrong? Back when it was good shit. Back when it was good shit. Yeah, I liked it.
So, well, there's part of that that's this, and it's part like what is like that Blair Witch, that FPS. I forgot what that TV show is.
Yeah,
the
first person.
Yes.
Filming. Yeah.
So it's got mixtures of this film, because I actually screened this film already. And actually I still have the screener. So maybe I can get you to watch it too, Heather, and we can do a review on it. Because I think the screener is still valid, but it's dropping this week to everybody. It's coming to theaters. It's called Malibu Horror Story. You ready to check this out, Heather?
I heard about this movie. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, let's check it out.
Come on. It's over here.
Yo, what is it?
Look at those markings.
Hey, who's buried here?
Is that a cave?
What is it?
Oh. It is a cave.
Hey, I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
Shh, listen.
And the search continues here in the Southland for the 4 missing high school students from Malibu. Authorities are hoping that the contents of a video camera will help provide an explanation to the mysterious disappearance of the 4 teens reported missing.
7 years ago, 4 boys came up here and were never heard from again. Do you know what happened to them?
I think I'm picking something up.
Are you here with us now?
What was that?
I can't see anything. Ashley!
Heather, Malibu Horror Story coming to theaters. I also have an interview with the writer-director of Malibu Horror Story already up on the channel, Scott Sloan, a really cool cat. We went in depth about how this film kind of came together over many years, actually. And happy to see that, he finally sees his projects and getting a wider release. As he works on a couple of other projects too, which we became buddy, so we'll have him probably come back to talk more of his projects. But Scott Sloan and Malibu Horror Story. What do you think just based off of the trailer? You said you heard of it a little bit?
I heard about it. It was there's when you wander across the hashtag horror movies, you get a lot of fun stuff along many of the socials. It looks it. Me, I'm not one of those people that's like super jump scary because I'm a freaking pussy, but it's one of those where I'm interested in it. But for comfort level, I like watching these types of films at home because I'm nervous as all heck. But it's definitely a fun movie. It definitely looks like a fun, like Friday night slasher or Friday night kind of horror film that you go to with a whole bunch of friends. So yeah.
All right. Well, stay tuned, y'all. We may have a review with me and Heather on it because we have that. And hopefully y'all will check it out in theaters as well and check out the interview with Scott Sloan. More to follow on that. I think I enjoyed it. I want to be careful because I did see it. But I'm putting it out there.
That's fair.
If I'm putting it out there, that, I want people to see it, Stay tuned for the review. Good, not great. We'll leave it at that. I had to just say something. It's like I didn't hate it, but there's a lot of parts about it that I enjoyed. So stay tuned for a review.
We have to be honest with our viewers no matter what. So guys, we want to give you good stuff. We want to suggest things that we do feel strongly about, but there's also things that we might feel strongly that you should see it, but it doesn't mean that we are absolutely in love with it. We just think that you should put your opinion to it because it deserves your opinion.
Heather coming back with the eloquence of what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Heather. So, because generally we always have top 3 picks. So now to the top 3, that was an honorable mention because it's dropping this week. My top 3 picks, we're kicking it off with a redone, a film that we've already seen. I think we saw this last year in a noir style, black and white, but now we are getting it in full color. Heather, I know you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it in the black and white, but why not? If they're going to give it to us in color too, why not? I'm going to take it. I'll take it. I'm talking about Marvel Studios' special presentation of Werewolf by Night in color coming to Disney Plus this week. Here we go.
Last year, Marvel Studios introduced a terrifying new world of monsters. In 1 week, Marvel is unleashing Werewolf by Night in color.
Thank you for gathering tonight. So many death dealers with us for the hunt.
On October 20th,
I'll be rotting for you.
more terrifying,
Death is coming!
more gruesome, all in color.
It's time to show yourself.
Werewolf by Night in color, streaming October 20th. Happy Halloween.
All right, Heather, Werewolf by Night in color. I know you enjoyed it in black and white. What do you think of them?
I loved it in black and white.
Huh?
I loved it in black and white.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Same. I thought it was great. It gave a good classic feel for the time period that they were going for. Actually, for me, this is my first time seeing the trailer. I had heard that they were doing it in color. So the immediate thoughts I have now, having finally seen it because I've been so busy, I feel like they colorized it like this. It was never intended to be in color, and they just decided to do more with it and put it in color. It feels almost, at least by the way the trailer looks, like they colorize it, and it wasn't, generally, with the OG stuff, it was done in color, but the camera work, it was in black and white, right? Or maybe I'm just getting old now. You know what I'm saying? It was presented because they didn't have the fashion to have color in the final product, right? So they had to go back and color films, and that's the history of cinema, right? This kind of feels very much the same way, whereas they could have done it in color, but they wanted it to be so strong in that black and white noir style when they first presented it last year that they kind of redid it I don't know. It looks weird to me, to be honest. But I want to check it out. Why not? I'm always curious about the creative element of it.
Absolutely. So to me, I'm very 50-50. One of the most amazing thing about that special was the Wizard of Oz moment there at the end, where we got to see everything shift over. It was a perfect transition. I am a huge fan. It's one of my favorite Marvel things ever. But it's one of those where I can see where you're saying that it feels a little bit hyperactive in color. But it's one of those where we have to think of it as, go back to thinking about things like The Addams Family, the original television show in the 60s. Everything was pink, everything was bright, everything to get those different contrasts of grays and blacks and whites. You need to have bright colors, you need to have things that really contrast. So in all reality, one of the big things that concerns me about this coming out in color is we're going to see the colors that might not have been the correct ones, but to help develop that contrast in film, in black and white film. So we're going to see bright colors. We're going to see things that might shift a little bit. And we're going to see things that might not technically match in the storyline, because we needed to have those contrasts help tell a story in black and white. Am I absolutely going to see it? Yes, because I'm going to see everything Moon Knight. I'm going to see everything Monsters Universe. I'm going to see everything Werewolf by Night. I'm definitely going to probably watch this 14 times like I did the black and white version. But it's one of those where I'm kind of 50-50, because they created a film that was supposed to be noir, it was supposed to be black and white. It had a wonderful feeling. And now we're going to get something it's going to shift the opinion of the film, because we're going to see, excuse me. We're going to see a bloodier version. We're going to see a more grotesque version, because we're going to see the blood. We're going to see the action. But that's not the whole tone of the original film. So it's going to give us a very different perspective of the same movie, in my opinion. So.
Yes. Yeah. You hit it on the nail right there. I guess just a greener man thing. Finally.
He deserves all of his time on screen. He deserves all of his time on screen.
And then everybody's going to be like, oh, they're copying Swamp Thing, and not know anything about comics history.
There's two different characters. There's two entirely different characters.
Exactly. But just because, you know what I'm saying? Just because.
Oh, absolutely.
You have the weebs that know nothing. That just stumbled onto it, and then they're going to just throw that out there. Like, give me a break.
Absolutely, guys. But we got to see him at the end of the original, so people should know. But guys, Man Thing and Swamp Things are two different characters. We're not in the green universe. We're in the monster universe, guys.
Well said, Heather. All right, heading off to my next pick, which you might be surprised. I will definitely say it was difficult to go with the 1 and 2 this week. I went with the number 1 with something different, because It's Heather. Heather's back with us, so I kind of gave that the number one edge. But number two, but definite Oscar contender, I would say. And hard film to watch, but brilliant, beautifully shot. It's hard to not have this in the top two with the people behind it. Let's go ahead.
Can I make a guess? Can I make a guess before we do it?
Go ahead.
Is it American Fiction?
Huh?
Is it American Fiction? Is it American Fiction?
Oh, no, because that doesn't drop until like in December.
Okay, all right.
But you know what, Heather?
Okay.
You know what? In regards to the reference I said earlier, yes. Another contender. It's funny. The last week of recording and this week recording, I know two surefire films that are definitely going to be in the Oscar conversation, at least for me, or should be. But yes, this first one is going to be in the Oscar conversation with Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Lily Gladstone. Killers of the Flower Moon. Let's go.
Whose land is this?
This is nothing. This was written to be an Oscar contender.
Yeah, you can just tell.
Well.
It was literally written to be one.
Right. You made a good choice coming back here. Osage are the finest, wealthiest, and most beautiful people on God's earth. They outsmarted everybody. They have the say. Who gets the oil? Son, I got a question. You like women?
That's my weakness.
Well, we mix these families together, and that estate money flows the right direction. It'll come to us.
Shomikasi. That's how you are.
I don't know what you said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
Why did you come here?
I work with my uncle.
You scared of him?
Oh, he's the nicest man in the world. The Osage.
Their time is over. We got to take back control of our home.
I was sent down from Washington, D.C. to see about these murders.
We have so many deaths we've lost count.
There's just bad luck.
Seems more like an epidemic than bad luck to me.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
Evil surrounds my heart.
You gotta pick a side.
I don't even know if you love me anymore.
Of course I love you.
And kill these men who killed my family.
Did your wife say who she was most afraid of?
Don't do something you're gonna regret for the rest of your life.
I ain't got nothing but regret.
All right, Heather, Killers of the Flower Moon. What do you think of Killers of the Flower Moon?
I think we've already made our opinion about, once again, never stood on a soapbox once in this podcast ever.
What?
I think we have, though, previously made our statements about white saviorship in film very clear, especially when it comes to a Scorsese film, and Scorsese put himself strongly in a bad position last year. Not Scorsese, De Niro, I'm sorry, with De Niro putting himself in a beautiful light of race-based opinion last year. So it's one of those where I think that this is an important story to tell. I think it needs to be told from more of an Indigenous statement. I will be curious to see what Indigenous reviewers say as they get to see this, as they get to watch this. Remember that when it comes to whose opinion you listen to, everyone's opinion, everyone has a right to review, everyone has a right to critique, but the people that you want to listen to are the people that are represented most. So follow Indigenous reviewers, follow Indigenous critics, listen to what they have to say, and hopefully we see some positive language from it. So I will definitely be listening and paying attention over the next couple of weeks to see how this goes, though. I I'm hoping that it makes a statement on the Indigenous losses, on how Indigenous people throughout history have been purposely whitewashed and purposely forced into certain situations. But I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Once again, we've made our statement clear about white saviorship on the show. So I won't go too deep into that today.
Gotcha. So I saw it. I screened it last week, and as of this recording, screened it last week. Jot's my initial thoughts coming out of it, and then I posted my full review. I think I posted it over the weekend, but it's up there, y'all. Go check out my full review. Top pick on my entertainment picks for the week. It's a film you should see. A film you should see. Off the top, I can just honestly say I called it Oscar contender for what it is. It's a beautifully done film, shot amazingly, well acted, all of that. And it does, from my perspective, again, I'm not Indigenous, but as a person of color, I thought from my viewing that they paid proper respects, and there's a lot of elements of the culture that I was very surprised to see that they did. So to me, I feel that they've honored that. They also speak in the language. I wish there was more subtitles there, which was a little off. There is a major critique. Like sometimes you get subtitles, sometimes you don't. But what are they saying? I want to know. Check out the full review. But I will say, with that all being said, that it's an amazingly done film. The content fucks me up. I was literally depressed the whole film. So like, again, I want people to see it, but just to straight up and just say it again here, as a person of color watching it, it was fucking hard to see. Like, I don't think I'll ever watch it again because it was just depressing. And it's just, there's no spoilers here. This is based on real events. This actually happened in our history, American history, and everyone was complicit, and there was no finality out of it. They still continue to do what they did, and they were raped, pillaged, money was stolen, all of that. It's history, and that's just what sucks, and that's just what kills me. And hopefully this will just remind people not to do it again for future generations, but that's just what's hard about it. So there it is, and then we just put a film out like this for theatrical reasons and call it entertainment. That was hard, because there's so much of this, you know? And yeah, but I don't want to belabor, and like you said, Heather, I'm sorry, but yeah, when I first got out of it, I was like mad as fuck. I'm like, and if you saw my initial thoughts coming down, I'm like, this is long. If you caught my little short on IMDb, well, not IMDb, but on our YouTube, and then I sat on the pocket a little bit. I'm like, you know, it was brilliantly done. It made me mad. There's Leonardo is not supposed to be like the character. De Niro, none of these people are likable except Lily Gladstone. Phenomenal. She needs to have more work. And then Brendan Fraser's in it. There's a lot of John Lithgow, a lot of great acting in it. But just for the culture, and it just hurt to just see again another POC film. Well, a film about POCs, but just where we're just killed for entertainment, and that's the main part of the storyline. And white people don't have they just get to continue living their happy lives, and we just, you know, you see the plotting of all this stuff. It hurt, and it was hard. And but as a film, well done. So we need to just to come off of that, we do need to remember that history is important for us. If we do not understand it, we are doomed to repeat it. And this comes off of a conversation that we are currently seeing everywhere right now regarding race, regarding certain elements of erasure of humankind. It's one of those where it might be hard, especially for it's going to be painful for some people, and it's going to be a hard lesson for others. You will see a lot of people who look like me saying things like, well, they might have deserved it. Well, they wanted this. Well, this, that, and the other. And the answer is no. There was no way that was forced on them through and through. And we need to see that it is not in any way to shame or shame certain people, but certain people of the past. It is important. It is not meant to shame us now. It is not meant to do anything. Critical race theory, which, by the way, is something that was created by the right. We don't actually do it. But things like that are meant to teach us. They are meant to inform us so that we do not do it again. When I say we, I mean people of my complexion. It is something that we need to learn. It is something we need to watch. And I will say it over and over and over again to the people who look and
who look like me. It is important for us to know these stories because it was hidden from a lot of people, and the only people who knew it were those who were impacted the most. It is important for us to listen. It's important for us to learn them because we are the ones that will make it better for the people who were most hurt. So make sure if anything, make sure you're listening to the right people, and make sure if you need it. It's unfortunate. It's entertainment. I agree with you with that. But if this is how you need to learn about these events, then go watch it.
Definitely. Yes. Well said, Heather. Check it out. Yeah. Learn, educate, keep it moving.
Excuse me.
Man. So to twist, to come up out of that.
Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way.
Another film I've also screened already, so I'm a little bit biased, but I know it's a film, as we started off the top, that Heather really wanted to see, but couldn't join me because she was enjoying her trip. A24 has their first musical. It's already out in limited release, but now it's getting a wider release. I had so much fun with this, and I wish Heather was with me. Let's check out Dix the Musical. Here we go. Boom.
This is Craig Tittle.
Thanks, doll.
And this is Trevor Brock.
You have a good day.
My cock is fucking massive. It always leaves the ladies sore.
The money just keeps rolling in. The good times never stop.
There's never been a man like me, and I'll always be on top.
Craig Tittle, Trevor Brock, my two top salesmen. You two motherfuckers look like y'all could be twins.
I think we actually look very dissimilar.
The only thing I have from the dad I never knew is half of a locket. We must be brothers.
Not just brothers, Trevor.
Twins. Wow, we're twins. We're fucking identical twins.
If mom and dad got married again, then we'd have a real family.
What if we trick them into getting back together? What are you doing here? The twins.
Y'all just servants. This is my palace, built it brick by brick. So get in the line, drop on your knees, and suck my fucking dick.
Should I open another bottle? I know it's our second, but we're not Baptists.
Should we drown them in the bathtub in the old-fashioned way?
Y'all fucked up.
I'm gay. Queer as a $3 bill and just as thin.
Life's a fucking hand job, and I only play to win.
Oh, God.
Wow, a lady boss. I guess it really is the year that it is.
I'm so sorry. Did you say sewer boys?
Disgusting! They're not disgusting. They're gay culture.
There's a joke there.
All right, there you go, Heather. I know you wish you could have been there for that, but it's coming everywhere now, so you can go see it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I can't go anywhere, but I appreciate it.
Right. Oh, that's right. But what do you think about Dix the Musical?
I'm very excited
so
for
much
it.
Want to see it?
I know. I'm not hiding it. I'm very excited for it. Everything about it. I'm very excited for A24. Almost anything. They're on a incredible role. I'm kind of impartial to them saying they want to do something superhero universe. I'm like, guys, keep doing what y'all are doing. Don't get mixed up in that muddle mess. But it's one of those where they have done very little wrong. They just keep hitting it out of the park, and I cannot wait to see this movie. When I am better, because it is important to quarantine so that you don't get other people sick. It's important to do that.
This is where I wish I had a virtual on this one too, so you could see it. But unfortunately, I
will happily pay the money to go see this movie because I will always see Nathan Lane film any day. I will spend all the money I need to.
So yes, y'all, getting a wider release. I haven't done my full review yet, so I'll just give a little bit here. But hopefully, once Heather sees it, we can join together and talk more. But yes, Nathan Lane, Megan Mullally. I forgot the two leads, but they're phenomenal. I think
that's okay. They're dicks anyway.
Produced it. I think this was based on a film called or their book called Fucking Identical Twins, which is what they say as in that one sequence that we saw in the trailer. Yeah, they killed it. It's a little bit Parent Trap in regards to the essence of the story. Parent Trap meets South Park meets vulgar comedy, LGBTQIA
Nathan Lane's
love,
comedy.
Bowen Yang narrates. Good times. You know, again, Killers of the Flower Moon, great film. This film, again, probably not going to do numbers that, you know, it's probably very niche, but I think will definitely be a cult fave. I had a great time with this film. So many of the songs, I want the soundtrack, will sit with you. It's a musical in every way. And just, I had so much fun with it. I literally had so much fun with it. And like, I want the soundtrack. I actually been meaning to look to see if the soundtrack was available yet. But yeah, coming to theaters now, y'all, in wider release. Dix the Musical. Stay tuned. Hopefully me and Heather talking about it and talking about our favorite moments. Cause yeah, it was cute. But there you go. Those are my picks, y'all. First up was Malibu Horror Story. Second, Werewolf by Night in Color. Third, Killers of the Flower Moon. And now Dix the Musical. Where do I stand, Heather? Up, down, left. Thumbs up this week.
Thumbs up. I'm dying, but thumbs up.
Don't die. Because we got to talk.
I don't know why it's...
Oh, and you're celebrating. Hey, we're celebrating. That came out of nowhere. I don't know if that was intended, but that was awesome.
Zoom, whatever you're doing.
Yes. Oh, did that just pop up because you did that?
I don't know. I have no earthly idea. I did a thing.
You know what? I'm going to see if that's a function. I don't know if you hit something, but that is super cool. That was timely.
I'm not even near my computer. I don't even know.
Those are our picks, y'all. Let us know if you're checking it out in the comments below, what you thought about the films. If there's anything we didn't pick that you recommend. We're having a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff coming y'all's way. We're growing and expanding and just trying to do a lot for y'all. So hopefully you'll stay on the journey with us by liking, sharing, subscribing, and also showing love to us on our own socials. So Heather, how can the people talk to you if they want to talk about different films, comics, and the like?
Sure. If I don't die this week, you can find me at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter and at Heather is a Nerd on TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky. If you want to see the beautiful pictures I took of Scotland, where I recently came back from, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to have a lot of beautiful pictures and make you want to go to places. So trust me, you're going to want to see it.
Awesome. You're going to make the Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre envy with all the amazingness of his homeland, I think. I love it. Wrestling, y'all. Kayfabe baby. Check out our wrestling podcast. I'm the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, Blue Sky, and of course here with Heather, Glenn, the Checkpoint Squad, everybody at the NRW and Annual Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Those are our picks. Again, let us know if you're checking it out and what you think in the comments below.